Hi, Patricia. It's great to meet you, and thank you so much for joining me today. Before we dive in, can you tell me a bit about yourself and how you discovered carnivore? How did it all start for you?
Yes. Thank you very much for inviting me on your show. A little bit of background. I'm a 6 year carnivore and I am 60 years old right now. The reason that I started carnivore was because I had so much bloating and inflammation, and also I was going through menopause at the time. And so I had the night sweats. I would carry a fan around with me. Like, even when I went to a restaurant, I had a fan with me, just like a personal fan. And I did not want to live like that. um, I also had psoriasis all my life. I had um, low back pain and a number of other ailments that I discovered after I started the carnivore diet. I was like, oh, I can't, I'm getting better with this and that. And I would just remember that, oh, I had that too, when I was listening to different YouTubes and someone would talk about something and I didn't even remember that I had that. Like my gums used to bleed. And I remember somebody was talking about that and I'm like, you know what? I've, I don't have that problem anymore. That is so weird. So the main thing was I guess they call it the menopause midsection for older ladies who just are going through hormonal changes. And my midsection just started getting bigger and bigger, and nothing that I did helped. And I did go plant based. I tried that. Thought, well, maybe that's the way to go. I did that. I ate grilled chicken salads for a whole year, and that was miserable. I gained weight, and I got sick of it. And then I remember doing intermittent fasting. That's the next thing I did, and that helped when I didn't eat. But when I did eat, I was still eating the carbs and all that stuff. So I think intermittent fasting led me to the carnivore YouTubes. So I was very interested. And I said, what is this? So I started researching and listening to Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Baker, Dr. Chafee, Dr. Ovadia. I mean, and Kim Hogan and all of them. I mean, I just listened to all of them, and I said, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it for strict. I'm going to be strict for 3 months. And I set a goal, and I did not waver. I said, I'm going to do this the right way and see what it does. And I mean, it was amazing. I felt so good. My energy level just went through the roof, and I did not sweat anymore. Like at night when I would sleep, I wake up next morning, like just jumping out of bed, and I said, there's something to this. So I kept, even after the 3 months, I kept on and on. And, you know, I mean, it's been 6 years now, so I'm never going to stop. I love it. I don't have any of the menopausal symptoms anymore. My psoriasis is better. My gums do not bleed. Um, my low back pain is gone. I mean, I just have so much energy, and it's just I want to feel good, especially as I get older. And this is the only way that I can eat and feel good. So I love it.
That's awesome, Patricia. I mean, I think it's really cool how you found carnivore. You tested things like different diets. You went plant based and you went fasting. and then now all your health issues like went away. You had bloating, inflammation, menopausal symptoms, all gone. I think it's really awesome how you like, and now that you're 6 year
Mm-hmm.
carnivore, and then everything's working out for you with carnivore. I think that's really awesome. I know you mentioned
Yeah.
also you had psoriasis. How long had you had the
Mm-hmm.
psoriasis for?
I've had psoriasis. The first time I noticed it, I was in the 6th grade. I was playing basketball and my hair was just, I mean, my whole head, I just was, when I came home, I was just, I was sweaty and everything, but I mean, I couldn't stop scratching my head. And my mom and my dad looked and they said, yeah, you have psoriasis. My dad has it. I'm one of 6 kids. So a couple of us have it. And my dad knew exactly what it was because he had it. And that's when I started going to the doctors and getting this tar shampoo. It was gross. It smelled bad. And then all the ointments that I've had over the years. I mean, nothing really helped. I mean, I would get out in the sun sometimes and that would help, but you can't get too much sun. So you have to be careful. But this, I mean, the carnivore diet just, I mean, just wiped it away. I mean, it's crazy. Cause I mean, I can tell when I go off and just eat something. I'm trying to figure out what it does, what does make it flare, but there's certain carbs that I do eat. And I think it's the seed oils, actually. I think I've narrowed it down, but and I don't eat a lot of, I mean, most of the time I'm eating carnivore, strict carnivore, but every once in a while, if I'm at a restaurant or something and I don't really know that they're using seed oils, then my psoriasis will flare. And I think I've narrowed it down to that. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, because I had psoriasis also, and it's practically pretty much gone. It's just like maybe like 5% left, but I've had it like since teenage years. That's when it actually came about. But
Mm-hmm.
you've had it since childhood days. Um,
Yeah.
did you have like any underlying assumption what was causing it before? Like with me, I thought about maybe it was stress, like maybe work related, or maybe just life in general causing it, or then maybe a little bit about the food. But this is before carnivore. Did you
Mm-hmm.
have any underlying assumption before carnivore?
I I thought it was true. I thought it would flare when I was stressed. Um, I never dreamed it was the food. Never in a million years did I think, oh well, it's the food that's caused it. No, not until carnivore, and then I tested it on myself, and it it's the food. It is the food because I mean I can start eating, go back to eating the sad diet, and it immediately comes back. I have it behind my ears. It starts coming back behind my ears first, and I can definitely feel that. And it just it's I can keep it like you said 5%, no problem. And the stricter I get with it, the more it goes away. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's like the missing puzzle with the 5% for me. I'm assuming it's the same probably for you. I think you probably
Yeah.
already know because you've done the elimination diet, so you probably have a very good uh, take on this, like what's causing it. The last percentage.
Yeah.
Those years when you had those the psoriasis, I guess like before going carnivore, what was your favorite food?
Chips and salsa. Chip and dip. Any kind of chip and dip. That was my weakness. I mean, I would come home from work and put out a spread like chip and dip, a charcuterie board with the crackers and all that stuff. And while I was cooking, I was munching. I was a snacker, and I don't do that anymore because I eat enough food to where I don't need a snack, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I mean, chips is really, it's like it's a habit. Once you start it, it's hard to stop. So, I
That.
understand. Yeah, it was like it was an addiction, a sugar addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, how's the carnivore like? I guess in the beginning, like, did it challenge you? Because I know you committed to 3 months, and like, very. I think in the beginning you have to be disciplined. Like, did that challenge you pretty much like in those initial stage?
Yeah, for sure. Because, your body's going from running on glucose to now you're trying to make your body run on ketones. So there's going to be some changes that your body's going to go through, and I just kept telling myself, okay, I need to get through this, and on the other side of this, I just felt like it was going to be great, and it was. I mean, I went from a size 12 to a size 6, and I'm still the same size now. So I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Looking back at the start of your carnivore journey, I guess, did you had any mistake? Maybe you learned from them. Did you ever had a moment of doubt with carnivore? Like, maybe something was not clicking in the beginning, then maybe you'll give it up, or you pretty much stuck with the whole 3 months to see the result in the end. Did you ever had a mistake?
I mean, um, I knew that when I did eat off plan, that was the mistake because I felt so good on carnivore. I never wanted to get off of it. It really made a difference in my life, and the only mistake was not staying on it at times. Like if I was at somebody's house or just not prepared. You have to be prepared, and I love to cook, and so most of the time I'm prepared. Even when I go to see my mom and daddy who live an hour and 15 minutes away, I bring my own food because I never know what they're gonna have. So I love to cook, and I cook all the time, and I make sure I have my own food.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I can relate with that. Like bringing your own food. Nowadays, it's hard, when you don't know what to expect. Like with different people. Um,
Yeah.
was there? I know since you've been 6 year carnivore. Did you had experience with the oxalate dumping? How was your experience with that? Did you experience that early on, or like later, maybe a couple of years?
It's been a long time now. So I think I did have a little bit of that, but it I can't eat a lot of salad now. I knew that was my problem. It did my gut really bad. So I know I did have some of that because of all the salads I ate, and then all of a sudden I'm not eating that. You can tell when it's coming out of your skin, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I mean, you have problems, not problems, but I mean, your bathroom, going to the bathroom is different the first 3 months for sure. You're getting rid of all that stuff that you don't need anymore. And then it's like when you're 3 month carnivore, it's like, wow, I don't even have to go to the bathroom that much, because what you're feeding your body is being used by your body. It's not waste, So that was a that was a change to me. I had to, you know, think about and research it, which I did. And so I realized, well, you just don't go as much anymore. So, because your body is using all the nutrients from the meat, you know. So,
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I know you mentioned that you like to cook. So what does like a typical day or week of eating for you look like? Maybe you can walk me through what you usually eat. Do you keep it like consistent, like the same, or do you change things up throughout the week? Yeah.
I pretty much change it up, and I love finding new recipes. Like uh, Bella with the steak and butter gal, she has some great recipes, and Laura Spath has great recipes. I mean, I will do whatever just to mix it up, But I, I'm the type of person, I can get up in the morning, and if I'm hungry, then I'm gonna eat. I listen to my body now, and if I'm not hungry, I'll go walk in, or do whatever, my chores around the house or whatever. But I pretty much listen to my body, and I eat. Normally, I eat twice a day, and I eat a variety. Like if I'm eating a steak or something, I always try to have like shrimp with it, just to have a variety, you know, or chicken wings with a hamburger patty with an egg on top, that kind of thing. So, um, and we do a lot of eggs and bacon. I love eggs and bacon and breakfast sausage, and I mean, I fill up. I love to get myself full. If I eat like around 10 o'clock, I will eat a lot, and then I may eat a little bit of dinner, maybe around 5 or something like that. But it won't be as much as I would eat during the day, like around 10 or something like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I like the variation that you mentioned. When you have steak and then you're gonna add side as a shrimp. Whereas like before, when you were before carnivore, I would add rice or salad as a side. Now I would add another meat as a side. So that's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm from
Have you
Louisiana. All of my family lives in Louisiana, and it's hard when I go there because they have rice and potatoes and all that stuff. But you know what? If you're prepared, like I said, I'll bring my own food and I'll eat and get full, and then they can eat whatever they want. I really don't care. It doesn't bother me. But you have to be prepared, and you have to eat enough. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on that. Patricia, have you ever gone back to those medical professional, I guess the doctors, dermatologists, maybe give them a feedback that your skin have healed because of carnivore? Maybe like email them, or I don't know, maybe walk in. Have you ever gone back to give them feedback or about carnivore?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think they're interested. You know, I haven't run into a doctor who's like, "Oh, wow, your psoriasis is doing really good. What are you doing?" They think it's the ointment, when I don't even put that stuff on me. So. Hmm.
Yeah, the same for me. I thought if I go back and tell them about the carnivore, they're probably just gonna brush it off. But I'm thinking of
Yeah.
emailing at least because I have gone to a lot of them. So yeah, maybe I'll email at least one and see. Maybe they should know it also. So I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
yeah. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. What's the hardest thing for you about being carnivore? Like for me, it has been like social gatherings with family, friends. Like holidays, travel, and also the cravings in the beginning that went away. But for you, what's the hardest thing?
I would agree with that. I mean, the social aspect of it, um, can be difficult, but most of the time, if we go to a restaurant, I'll order a steak or hamburger patty and tell them to put an egg on it, that kind of thing. And sometimes, when a salad does come with it, I'll just eat maybe a little bit of the salad, maybe the cucumbers or the tomatoes or something like that, because I've done an elimination diet, and as long as I eat a small salad, it doesn't bother me, and cucumbers, they don't bother me. Different things like that. But yeah, socially and holidays can be really difficult times. But you have to. You're not going to be perfect, and we're all human, and you just have to say, okay, I'm not going to keep eating bad. I ate bad, and now my next meal will be a good carnivore meal. So
That's awesome. Yeah. Patricia, if you had to describe the impact of carnivore on your life, what one word would you describe it? And yeah, tell me why.
life changing. I mean, it totally changed my life as far as how I feel, my energy level, the brain fog that I had. And I didn't even realize I had a little bit of anxiety, not much, but I'm just so calm now. Nothing really bothers me anymore. And I give all the credit to the carnivore lifestyle. And I'm never gonna stop.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Patricia, knowing what you know now about nutrition, right? If you can give a piece of advice to someone who's just starting, or maybe they see that you have you're doing really well, with carnivore, like having a lot of positive impact to your health, like no bloating, no inflammation, and psoriasis went away, but this friend of yours is very skeptical they're going to get a heart attack. What would you tell them?
If they wanted to try it, I would tell them to do an elimination diet and maybe start with their drinks. A lot of people still are drinking soft drinks and stuff like that. I don't drink any of that. And I would tell them, you have to start somewhere. So maybe instead of 5 Cokes a day, just drink maybe 1 Coke a day. Just eliminate. Start eliminating the carbs and the sugar, and do your research is another thing I would say. Listen to all the doctors on YouTube and start getting information, and really try the 3-month. Try it for 3 months and see how it affects your body. Don't listen to anybody if you don't want to, but listen to the doctors and try it on yourself. And I think they will see how successful they are. And then, like me, just never go back.
Absolutely. Patricia, how does your family feels about you being carnivore? Is your family pretty much do they have the same lifestyle as you? Do they also uh, is their diet pretty much in sync with you? Do they have similar approach like carnivore or maybe a keto approach?
Yes, I think that I've influenced my sisters. Um, they're pretty. I think, like you said, they're keto. They're not as strict as I am, but they're doing really well with it. And I just wish my mom and dad would realize that no matter what age you are, you can change your eating habits and feel better. But my mom still makes Kool-Aid, if you can believe that.
Yeah, I believe that. I believe that. It's the same with my family. I mean, sometimes, I mean, not just my family, other people, you see them struggling, but and you know what can help them,
Yeah.
right? It's this carnivore lifestyle, but you can't really help someone who doesn't want help, or they want the
Mm.
help, their way. But yeah, I completely
Yeah.
agree. Um, yeah. Patricia, how do you see carnivore in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see carnivore in the positive light or maybe negative light? Positive meaning more people, joining the community because they're seeing a lot of healing, fixing their health issues. And then the negative side would be maybe it would get censored, meat prices going high, a lot of false information, about carnivore. What are your thoughts?
Um, I'm hoping that it's always going to be in a positive light. And the more people who will take a chance on it, I mean, what do they have to lose? I mean, most people are taking so many medications right now and are miserable. They're bloated, they're inflamed. You can look at people and tell that they are not doing well. And if they would just go back to how their ancestors ate, they will feel like I feel, and their life will change. So they, like I said, they need to do their research and do the elimination diet, get off of all of the sugar and the carbs, even the soft drinks. Those are not good as well. So if they're miserable enough and try it, I think that's all it takes.
Yeah, absolutely. Patricia, if people want to reach out or connect with you, where's the best place to reach you?
I have an email address. It's TECOOLEGER@gmail.com.
Excellent. I'll make sure to post it in the description for people to reach you. Patricia, thank you again for joining me today. I really enjoy hearing your story and learning about your carnivore experience. Thank you for taking the time to share.
Thank you.